I got up early this morning to take this from my wife. She's still sleeping. This is a project of our pantry that she wants to redo to make it more functional. And so I wanted to take her on for this D.I.Y. Project. So those who may want to do the same thing, I have no problem doing it. These shelves I'm going to move out, as you can see. And this is pretty much, I moved all of her supplies out of here and food and things of that such. And so therefore, let me get to work. See, this rod was a problem for her because she couldn't put certain boxes or certain items in certain places because the rod would obstruct that, because the rod actually helped with holding these shelves up. And if you want to put a box here, you were unable to do that because this rod was in the way. And aesthetically, it looked good. So she wants to totally revamp this room to make it more functional, to get more things in. So let's go back to work. And next, we're gonna be removing all of these brackets and replacing the holes with plaster. We're gonna let that set. And then that will be lightly sanded, and this room will be painted, and then the new shelving will go in. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm back. Just a little tip. When you are taking out these hooks to this type of wire mesh shelving, I don't know if you can see these hooks. You always use a piece of wood to pry the hooks out. These walls are sheetrock, so if you just try to get a screwdriver or try to get a hammer and use the hook side of the hammer to pry the actual hook out, what happens is, since these walls are sheetrock, the pressure that you apply to try to pry the hook out will put a dent in your sheetrock. And so when you go to plaster, it may not come out evenly once you plaster, or when you go to paint, you may see it. So you always try to put, I don't know if you can see that, so let me move to this side. Always try to put a piece of wood, so when you apply pressure to this hook, right? When you apply pressure to this hook, you won't have that problem. So in this case, I'm going to use a screwdriver. And see how I'm bending down the screwdriver? Because the screwdriver the pressure is on the wood, not the actual hook. And this way, when you pry up, you don't put a dent in your sheetrock. Same thing goes to the sides. If you want to go to the side and pry it up, you can do so as well. So, see, there you go, out of the wall. Out of the wall. This is your result. And it's pretty simple. It has, a lot of these hooks have this pin in it, which gets pushed forward. This pin here, right in the middle. But a lot of the times, the pin doesn't move because it's so pushed in the slot with force. It's not an easy thing trying to pry the pin out, then pull out the actual hook. Just a little tip, and you have your hole. So these are the things that you're gonna have to, replaster. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm back. I'm now starting on the opposite side, as you can tell. This side here is all taken care of. All of those holes have to be plastered. But let me show you one thing here. This particular bracket that holds up the shelves has a pin. It doesn't have a screw. So a lot of the times, hopefully you guys can see that, a lot of the times what you have to do is go in with a little small screwdriver and dig it out, right? Once you dig it out, you're able to pull the pin out. Once you pull the pin out, you can unscrew it. And that makes a world of difference. They only did that because there may not be a beam right here. So they were probably able to screw into the beam, but there's no beam on this side. So therefore, it's easier to screw into a beam. You know it's gonna hold. And this has what they call, is a plug. So once this little pin gets pushed into the plug opens up inside the sheetrock. So that's just a little tip. I use the drill to drill out the screw. And all you have to do is pull, 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 and pull. And remember, see, this is what it looks like in the wall. You have a screw side here, and you have your tongues over here. This is the side that the pin goes in, and when the pin goes in, it opens it up like an alligator's mouth. It opens it up, and that grabs onto the sheetrock that's inside the wall. The reason why I'm talking so low is my wife is still sleeping, and she has no idea that I started this project for her. So when she gets up, I may be in trouble or not.
As you guys may know, I woke up to a very, 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 very nice surprise. You know, I decided that I wanted to change the pantry, and because I just don't like those wire shelves, and I know I probably could have placed something on top. So I didn't think that he was gonna start the project so soon. So I woke up to a whole bunch of bam, 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 and a whole bunch of noise. So I came downstairs, and to my surprise, hubby has started. So let me turn you around so you can see what he has done so far. So we removed all of the wire shelving. And one of my main complaints, in addition to the shelving having those, spaces in between where things can fall in between, my main complaint was that as the two walls meet and the shelves met, there was one strip of, what do you call that, babe? It was like a pole. Yeah, I guess it was a pole that just literally came down the middle, and it just interrupted my space. So it just didn't allow me to put things on the shelf and get to it so easily. So I just said, nah, I have to 86 this. So here we are today. I'm so grateful and thankful. And what hubby is doing is, as I said before, he took down all of the shelving. And so now that, of course, there was a whole bunch of holes in the wall. So he is puttying.
Plastering.
I like the idea of having all the space up top for big appliances that I don't want on the kitchen counter. So I definitely left enough room up top. And then I also wanted enough room from the floor to the first bottom shelf. And so I can put things like paper towel, see? Things like paper towel and let me just show you over here. Like baskets of things that I just want to shove underneath. And so this is what I woke up to. But I'm grateful and I am thankful that he even wanted to do the DIY so soon. So things like, you know, here where we throw stuff in, I still wanted to leave room as for storage and not everything just be on the shelving, because I really want to leave the shelving for food items.
A little tip for those who may want to try to plaster these holes, since the holes are so deep because of the type of plugs that the other wire mesh came with. That means you have to put more plaster in the holes, and plaster takes time to dry. So a little tip, there is a powder at Home Depot that is called Plaster Parish. And
Do you have it?
I have the powder in a cup that I bought from Home
Depot? Oh, you bought it, okay, got
right. And so this powder, you would actually get a trowel and put the actual plaster onto the trowel like this is, and you would pour this powder over it, and you would mix it as so, like this, right? You would mix it up. And what that Plaster Parish does is it actually mixes with the plaster that's already mixed, and it forms a real strong dough-like substance where when you're ready to put it on the wall, it dries faster. Now, before Jeannie started this actual video, I started plastering over here, and you can already see that it already started to dry. Here's one spot, here's another spot, here's another spot, here's another spot. It already started to dry. That helps when you are trying to get a project done in maybe 1 day or 2 days. Soon as this dries, we will sand it down a little bit and we can be ready to paint.
Yeah. Been a long day. We ran some errands while we let the room dry, so we still have this pantry mess looking at us, but it's getting there. It's getting there because hubby is actually ready to start painting. Yay! And as you can see, there are no more holes. He's up taping, ready for painting. So I think the painting is going to be done. So this is his DIY one day. So no more holes, guys. It's 11:03, y'all, and we're still dealing with the pantry. It's still day one. He's still painting. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Day 2, and we kind of look the same that we did yesterday. The painting is done, so that job came out pretty awesome. The name of the color is called Chic Gray. I think the spelling is CHIC, Gray by Bear, and the finish is eggshell, so I can wipe it down. So right now, what's happening, day 2, is he's, as you can see, he's putting up the, the rod, and I think was having a little bit of trouble finding the beams in the wall. So what we thought was going to be zip, zip, snap may not be. So just giving you a heads up, an update, I should say. Hey guys, we're back from the continuation of the DIY Pantry day number 2. Is there anything you want to say, huh?
Just day 2. As you guys already know, thought this would get finished earlier, but we ran into, like Jeannie said, we ran into some measurement difficulties as far as with the product versus the actual structure of the pantry. There was no beams where there was supposed to be beams, obviously. So the beam finder didn't find anything, so I had to do my own thing. It's from the top to the first shelf, and then it's 13 inches from the bottom to the first, going up to the first shelf on the bottom, so she can put different items underneath. But overall, the ones that are missing, we are going to purchase because we did some changes. But other than that, I think it's going to turn out really nice.
Yep, we're going to tell them where we got the purchase from.
These shelvings came from the Container Store.
Yeah, we decided to try them out.
It seems to be pretty sturdy. It seems to be pretty clean looking. It's functional where there's no obstruction of poles in the middle. You got, of course, a whole row of shelves that are solid shelves.
I decided to end the vlog right there, guys. It's been a long day. This DIY took more time than we anticipated, so there will be a part 2, so stay tuned. And I ordered the other shelf from Container Store, and they told me that it's on back order until the middle of October, so there will definitely be a part 2. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Just Us Simmons, Better Lifestyle, Home Build, and so much more, where Simply Better has its own everything.